It's another weekend to discuss football, and this time it's not the Premier League. It's obviously not the Champions League, but it is the FA Cup, the magic of the FA Cup, the oldest competition in England, of course, and one of the most prestigious. Anyways, Victor, without wasting much time, getting straight into the action, who are the top favorites, in your opinion, to win the FA Cup?
I'm gonna say Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. I think they have very good chances this year. I'm not mentioning Arsenal, not because I don't want them to win the cup or whatever, but I think their priorities are elsewhere. First of all, with the Prem and the Champions League, obviously. I mean, getting the quadruple sounds nice, but expecting a club that has won 2 FA Cups in the last 10 years to win everything all of a sudden this season is a little bit unrealistic, if you ask me. So, yeah, Man City because they have the squad depth, obviously. Chelsea and Liverpool because they kind of have to win it. Schlott was told this competition is a priority for Liverpool. And let's face it, for both him and Rossinier, it's the only trophy they can like realistically win this season, I think.
I'm surprised you did not mention Manchester United. Wait. Right.
Wait.
Anyways, over to you, Max. Seeing that we still have about 19 or thereabout non-Premier League sides remaining in the competition, what are the chances of a non-Premier League side getting far in the competition, maybe the semis or the final?
I mean, we've seen recently the big difference between Premier League sides and Championship sides, especially when it comes to promotion, and they're most likely relegating back. Sunderland, they only want to be somewhere to stay, and also there's the majority of the teams that could potentially do that from the Championship are participating in a fight for the promotion and playoffs. So I'd say out of all of the teams from Championship, I'd say maybe Norwich or Sheffield United are the best sides that are not there somewhere in mid-table and they're not fighting for promotion, that are in okay form to be somewhere near that, but obviously we're most likely seeing nobody even the quarters.
That's interesting. I'll make a bold claim to say a non-Premier League side will go to the quarterfinals or the semis. I think we are going to see that one year. But anyways,
Rex are just full of surprises, aren't they, right?
maybe we'll see. We'll see. Liverpool versus Brighton is one of two all Premier League clashes in the FA Cup this weekend. Are we backing the Reds to easily progress here?
Nope. I mean, I know I said earlier that they're one of the favorites, but Liverpool will need to work very hard here to advance. Obviously, a little unlucky to come up against a fellow Prem side. Also, because I think Kurtzela will field a strong 11 here. This is a free hit for Brighton. They haven't won any of the 5 games they played since they knocked out Man United in the third round. And they're a bit too far from the European places in the Prem. So the FA Cup is going to be a big deal for them. At the same time, Liverpool have huge injury issues in defense. I would love to see them win the FA Cup this year, obviously, but there are more important things at stake between now and May.
Yeah, pretty much factual. And back to you, Max. Aston Villa versus Newcastle is the other all Premier League clash in the FA Cup this weekend. Who is more likely to win this game?
I would probably be leaning towards Newcastle, not because they're a better side or anything else, but rather than that Aston Villa are not prioritizing this tournament for sure. They're most likely wanting to make an UCL spot and somehow be somewhere in semis or finals of Europa League. So I'd say this tournament is not really their target for the moment. But for the Newcastle, they're in the mid-table and they're most likely not making Europe by Prem. So this is probably the only chance for them to play in Europe next season. So I feel like they're just much more motivated for this game and probably will are going to rotate because of Europa League game in like week. So it will probably be much easier for the Newcastle to win this game and be somewhere farther than Aston Villa. So I'd say Newcastle here.
That's a bold one. And anyways, back to you, Victor. The likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Brentford, Fulham, and Leeds all face non-Premier League sides. Which of these sides are more likely to face a potential upset?
I think Leeds away to Birmingham and Fulham at Stoke. These two might be in trouble. Brentford, they should go over Macclesfield. I don't think the fairy tale continues here, unfortunately. As for Arsenal, I might have tipped them for some trouble, but it's at home against Wigan. Wigan need to work very hard to stay up in League One. It's just too big of a gap in quality. And I think Chelsea knocking out Hull is more than expected.
Fair point. And it's time for some bold predictions, Max. Any bold predictions for the FA Cup this weekend?
Maybe Grimsby kick out Wolves from the tournament.
I mean,
Or
I mean,
the second one, I'd probably mention that Sunderland can somehow not win in regular time against Oxford, but that's just in my head. They still should be fine to promote.
Victor, any bold picks?
I'm looking at West Ham and Burnley getting into some trouble. I think at least one of them doesn't go through. Burton away for West Ham and Mansfield at home for Burnley. At least one of these two doesn't go through. And as for the Villa Newcastle tie, I strongly disagree with Max here. I think Villa at home should be favorites. They might not be prioritizing it, but at the same time, Newcastle away, they're just not doing very well. I mean, okay,
Mm.
everybody does well away against Spurs, so that one doesn't count.
Yeah, fair point. Anyways, it's time for some score predictions. I'll just be calling out some games now, Max, and you tell us what you think about the scoreline for those games. Hull City versus Chelsea.
1-3 for Chelsea.
Burton versus West Ham.
Let's say 1-2 for West Ham.
City versus Salford.
Like 7-1.
Right. Aston Villa versus Newcastle.
1-3 for Newcastle.
Interesting. Anyways, over to you, Victor. Liverpool Brighton.
I'm hoping for 2-1 Liverpool, but far from guaranteed.
Interesting. Birmingham Leeds.
Probably 1-1 after 90 minutes.
Interesting. Grimsby, the Manchester United defeater versus Wolves.
Oh man, I'm rooting for Wolves to show Man United how it's done. 4-0 Wolves.
Interesting. Arsenal Wigan.
4-0, 4-1 thereabouts.
Interesting. And finally, Macclesfield Brentford.
Yeah, maybe Macclesfield scores one. I don't think they do. I hope they do, but Brentford score at least 3.
Interesting. A win for Brentford. But don't forget, Macclesfield have been the giant killers in the competition so far, and they'll be looking to keep up that run. But anyways, we'll see how that one happens. It promises to be exciting. The FA Cup, just like we always say, the magic of the FA Cup. We can expect some magic this weekend, and we'll see which teams will progress to the next round because the competition will get even more interesting. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.